So, okay, since some recent things, I'm starting to like, okay, due to something I reflected on yesterday, I started reflecting on what God recently did to encapsulate everything, and my mind is still just blown like, oh yeah, oh yeah. As much as sometimes I'm being God, but like, I'm starting to be like, oh, I understand, I comprehend. But before we get there, we'll talk about how I got there, and then we talk about that what I discovered, and then I talk about that. So yesterday, I was somewhere and something happened. Nothing like major, but it was just something that triggered a not triggered a thought. Sorry, that's my inhaler for my sinuses. All right, let me do that over. So before going to the mind blowing, let me start with the first mind blowing thing, which is God saying that I'll be he'll be starting a monarch in Jamaica, and I'll be the queen of Jamaica, and obviously my husband the king. But point is, of Jamaica will be king and queens, mind you. I was like, what? And the way he did it was basically sharing how the type of monarchy it would be like, and putting in details, etc., etc. I wrote down all the things that God showed me in regards to that in a tweet. So I'll attach the tweet below. The thing now is that was mind blowing in of itself. But I was like, hey God, I see what you're saying, because I could see like everything culminating. But then now that that happened, and then I'm just looking back because of a discussion, we'll go into detail. I was like, oh, because even just the fact that the YouTube videos, the things that God asked me to do, like act like I'm married, and the video of me telling the young lady to leave a relationship she already in, and blah blah blah. A lot of it, I was like, yo, I can't work for nobody. One, two, like, okay, I get it. In the future, what it would look like as a business mogul and Miss World, that one kind of rough. But like the other things, I get it. If all the things got delivered, but it still kind of did not. Oh, till that, and then I really think about it, and then I thought about the backstory. But anyways, let's go into the story of how we got there. So yesterday was Sunday, and the night before that was Saturday night, right? So Saturday night, went to an event, or to the ending of an event, because by the time I reached, it was done, and I didn't mind. But obviously, there's always that one person who's like, "Ooh, she's pretty," and must be bothered. Like literally, other people I know was trying to say hello, and this person just bombard. No, no, may I talk to you? No, 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 may I ask that question? Me not busy about nobody. Hello, look for me, listen to me, talk to me. And I'm like, okay, fine. If you want attention so much, blah 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 blah. Anyways, so of course it leads to. So, are you want to know? And always I'm like, God to me married. Anyways, with that conversation led to. I was honest, so I'm not gonna shy away from the truth and basically say, yo, God said I'm already married. Dude want or pray about it, but choose not to take claim about what God said is his. And so, this dude was all like, so what if you God know the woman and whatever. And I was like, well, I wouldn't even be upset with him. Yes, so I wouldn't be upset with him, Raheem. I'd be like, okay, do you? You're human. You have a free choice. Do whatever you want. And God, where the BBC, FUC, everything you see because you, God, was the one that promised me him and good things, not drama crosses or nothing of this foolishness while I want. Oh, what he did? Because I'm already accustomed because like, just trust me, just trust me, just trust me. And so, when I tell him, but then I should be like, oh yeah, I kind of see it now, but that didn't happen till the next day. The day, something happened, and I know it was the devil because it made me in an anxious space. And I was just depressed because of it, because a thought came to me similar to that. And it's almost like, oh, it's happening in front of me, basically. That's what he's doing. But I didn't, well, it could. I don't know. But that's what the devil put in my mind. And I was just like, upset, angry, and then somebody come down and like, me don't want to see you upset. Cause me know you're a good girl, and blah blah blah. You want to marry, I mean, obviously, always I'm like, all right, this is not getting where I'm like, God, so let me break it down and blah 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 blah, right? Now when I break it down, he started to, oh, so you love him, man? Me like, this is not about love. This is about, I guess, duty. Or the fact that God said, so I have to wait on God. So we end up go back to that same topic where whatever, and he's telling me how it must be girl, must be this, must be that, and I explain, yeah, but eventually it wasn't. It was also his choice. Like, you sit in front of me and still choose not to, you choose not to. Not nobody else I tell you or whatever it could be. And if it's your mother, you can shoot like you. And a lot of things came to my mind. Literally, I'm going to break down a lot of things that came to my mind because I wanted to share this. I wanted to tweet this. So I was like, I was going to tweet this basically saying, no. God, I'm stressed because I don't know what I'm going to do in regards to the work thing. Blah, blah, blah. But this was before I even made a final decision. I even make a final decision what I'm going to do. And I was like, you know what? God. This dude don't have no excuse. Granny said probably she was a problem. If she just a hold on and let it go because he want to go, him can choose to leave. And if she choose to continue, that's on her and her self-esteem. Then if his family, probably our family influence or whatever, I understand if he freak whatever, but that stop when him start show up himself like that relationship end. But then let's even say it come back. I made it public and known to everybody say, God said, not that we're immortal, but that me and him are going to heaven before everybody else in a sense by stepping on stairs to heaven. So God is going to keep us both alive till then. And then by the reach heaven, our bodies will be changed to immortal beings. Blah, 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 blah. Right? So that means I'm not dead. Me not dead, he not dead. So him need to move in that bravery. Right? So I'm like, God, he has no flipping excuse. And it's like, God is like, okay, I get that, but don't tweet yet. Not yet. I want you to tweet, but not that yet. You're not the full story. And I'm like, seriously? In my head, I'm like, seriously? How can I not have the full story? Like, how can I not have the full story? Like, plain as day, we basically dash myself on him, in a sense. Look obsessed to everybody. I have given him free access from day one when God was out. I might cuss him and say things where he and his mom was like, you should have been more humble. And I get it. I'm not going to deny some of it was. But I was also upset. And I was like, bro, God, should I choose any of these other people when me know want? Because at least I give effort. You don't say shit. Which, yeah? So, he has no excuse. Then God's like, this morning, no, this morning. Because I wanted to tweet it for last time, but for some reason I keep getting tired, dropping asleep, waking up, dropping asleep, waking up this morning now to be like, this is the reason. And I'm like, what is that? Other people in the sense of powers and the fear of losing that power, which if this become a thing, no, not if, when this come a thing, cause God gonna do what God always does, and when God does what He's gonna do, nobody else have said. That means a country would no longer be controlled by different powers that may be influenced by money, the love of power, whatever. This will be now influenced guided by or influenced mainly by a family that claim, in other people's eyes, that claim to be guided by God. And if that claim is shown so certain, in the sense that them people that don't do crap and don't entertain certain foolishness, means say you can't pay them off, you can't influence them by other things, means say if it's not God, them not do it, and the influence to the country is not based on money hungry greedy people. Because even if their intention started off whatever, it can literally lead to a bad intention or feel cornered or whatever. Especially if you feel cornered because you feel like you have no other option or fear of death. So now, a whole family would be now the influence of a whole country that may have been already controlled by it or want to be able to can do what they feel like. A lot of countries feel like they can do whatever they feel like when they feel like it. Now would lose that? Uh-uh. And so God reminded me of all the CIA stories and reminded me of something on Saturday night that like God just keep like not let me forget. And then we're like, oh, oh, oh yes, oh yeah. Just so we can be straightforward with everything, we're talking the CIA. Yeah, I don't remember what the CIA means, but that's just okay. I'm not saying they did anything. I'm not saying I see something or attempt. I'm not even saying I'm anything important yet. All I'm saying is I've seen things that basically show that people are seeing my posts, and I noticed from the inception of me talking about Miss World, whatever, a lot of people, even those who wanted to do the whole, even say Miss Jamaica World. I'm not even going to go into detail of who said what. Even if they want to say follow and say, yeah, it could be God or whatever, they all still did it not with a yeah man, me believe her. They're like, could I chew? Let me set up in case, right? Then when things kind of start looking, people are now less. Let me set up in case to. Let me just watch, but don't directly say, because we don't want to acknowledge. That means we're validating, right? Or even if it's acknowledged to validate, it's I'm going to comment, but I'm not going to follow. I'm going to, and then when you start getting too much, you're just like, nah, I'm not gonna follow. If I hear something, I'm like, okay, right? Right. That's what I noticed. And then it changed to let's not validate at all. Let's see. Let's not maybe not even comment, but we know what we think and indirectly comment, right? That's fine. That don't matter me. Me business more like comment our views. I don't business. Literally don't care. I don't know why it was that loud. But the point is, I see the view. And so, similarly, I know the underlying powers that want to stay in power are always alert. So, me starting up by saying, God promised, blah, 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 and then I start putting details. Maybe it reads somebody lap. And they're like, it's a foolish, it's a who that. Then I see something else, but look what she do. Look what happened. Helicopter show up. Alright, put it aside. I felt where maybe, right? Maybe to consider reading more. Then when start showing things like she's serious and like, bro, how is she still alive? How is this? They're like, okay, let me start reading in detail. Let me do a little more research because everything is public. I'm talking all the things I did. If there's a police report because somebody was parked in front of a McDonald's for 3 nights straight in Canada, it's there. they can access, they can search, they can research. If it's my parents calling the police, if it's the medical report, I even make it public. So the medical reports are there. So they're like, she's not mentally ill. Because in Canada, she's not mentally ill. Go to Jamaica, which a lot of people know, a lot of things are easily corrupted here. Easily. That needs to change. So the papers, if Jamaica in Canada, she was there for 7 days in an actual institution, and they say no, they didn't even medicate her. Jamaica. So it's like the evidence are there. What? So now they're like, all right, let's cautiously observe, because there's nothing threatening anything that she's saying. Because I didn't even know God was going to say, I'm going to be Queen of Jamaica. And basically reign the king, right? I did not know that was where he's heading. After he said it, I was like, oh, and then now I'm looking at everything, even just everything. I'm like, oh, you get what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure before I said, God said whatever, Queen of Jamaica, I was not even on a major radar of anybody of big name. They watch, they observe just in case there's a threat and there's influence, because there's a lot of spiritual thing and saying quite loudly, and there's some views, but just in case it can squash it quietly, because if it can squash before it become a wildfire, they can squash it before they don't want to repeat a Bob Marley, maybe, because the rumors about CIA after Bob Marley. You know what I mean? So, and all the things that you've heard is always rumors, because they never confirm anything. And that's just the CIA. I already know what I hear from as a child overhearing conversations. So, and oh yes, I have a family member high up in the force that work with XYZ. I'm pretty sure I was like, hey, sir, I think you need to see this document type of thing. And then he ignored it till it kind of like, all right, we're just going to observe, but we don't see anything major threatening. And what I'm talking about. Okay. Let's be real, right? I'm stating this from just understanding human nature, right? I'm not saying those who are in power are greedy, money hungry people who are easily influenced. I'm not saying the number one person is. I'm not saying the number bottom person is, but I'm sure it's there. And it's been there for decades. And it's basically exists in a lot of countries. And countries like the United States take advantage of that, right? Because they want to be able to say if they want to be able to put their military forces, they want to run something through Jamaica or whatever it is, they still can get it, but they want to know they can do it. So whoever is in power, they want to know they can do that. Me saying now that I'm Queen of Jamaica, that God is guiding and blah, 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 threatens that freedom, because I'm basically saying, if God don't approve it, I'm not doing it. And a lot of these people in power don't work with God. That's like, God is an hindrance to their work. Like, I want this, I want to do that, I want to start a war, I want to build this, I want to, and if God said no, you're hindering my progress, remove, right? Which they can't do, but the point is, the God thing, if it's not helping them, it's hindering them, right? So now, if I'm going to claim that, now I'm not just on the radar. I'm saying God is doing this, and then I'm a little upset. All right, let's be cautious. Just in case, let's be cautious. Because she has a lot of proof saying she's not mentally ill. She has a lot of proof basically saying God is doing something. Wait a minute. That, and then Saturday, basically somebody, like, I was, like, as I said, where I live in, not necessarily perfect, and sometimes don't get a lot to eat. And I'm not complaining. Trust me, I'm not complaining. Maybe it benefits me. But then Saturday, I barely got a lot to eat. And so I went to where I was going. I didn't get anything. And then I leave. Then I went back there another day. No, somebody's telling me, somebody carry food for you? My brother didn't make it for me, ayo. And he me to carry him, and they see me here, see you gone. And in my head, I'm like, God, bro. And it's like, God just made me this thing do this. Why didn't I get that? Like, I was hungry. I was kind of hungry. Like, I could barely get that night. Today I just ate like 2 pieces of fish and, but I'm not complaining. But like, and I was like, trust me. And everybody, there's this overwhelming, watch that. I'm like, and in my head, I'm like, and then when God no remind me about, no, especially Saturday. Saturday is when I lean into it. I literally lean, like I may write about it, show you how I'm planning, but I leaned into it when I said Happy Independence Day, Jamaica. Then instead of just leaving it there, I was like, from your future queen. I leaned into it. And I'm pretty sure somebody's like, get her! I don't know, but I'm assuming, and I don't think it's that person. Maybe it's the brother. Who knows? The point is, these people who may be agents, spies, or whatever, are all over. They could be anybody. They just need to be, we are activating you now. And so when I'm like, okay, all right, okay, God, you're saying that could be a threat. And then I start understanding, oh, maybe that's why you tell me about the monarch. Now that I'm no longer like easily accessible, like before I was like easily accessible. Basically, if you rewind certain things on Twitter and so on, you can literally pinpoint where I'll be every day. And if you just watch me every day, you know basically where I live every day. So now that I was basically like, I left my glasses, I left like things that would easily noticeable. Like, I'm noticeable still, but like where I am, like, you can't track me that easily because I'm not trackable. Like that. Like, you have to have the CIA kind of skills, which maybe they do. That's why they can say, oh, okay. Right? So, and I get it. Maybe that's why God was like, now I'm going to tell you what all of this is about. And at first I was like, oh, that makes sense. Now it's also like, oh, because it's not even just that making sense to all the things that God been planning and whatever. It also makes sense with all the things God have been asking me, all the things I had to do, all the things that I had to be like standing up. Because for God to start a whole monarch in this day and age of technology, of people who love power and don't want, because it don't even have to be the president who in control over the CIA. It could be the people that behind the president. You get what I'm saying? The point is, I'm not a conspiracist. I'm just saying these are realities. And even I've watched too much of these movies with my dad to not be aware. And don't tell me movies aren't real. Movies are art, and art is influenced by life, your reality of around. No, tell me this can't happen. I've heard too many stories that I was told is real and aren't movies. Why can't the other ones that are, some ears say, have some truth to it? So I come to like, oh, and God's like, yes, that resolved. Like, thank you, you're now understanding. And guess what was my response? Other than whatever, because do I look scared? No. But my other point is, okay, fine, maybe he knows something because he here because if something is going on, I'm pretty sure it may reach my father's ears eventually, right? I'm not talking, hey, God, the father up there, my father. I may talk to Raheem's mother, who would then, everything Raheem's mother know, him know. Trust me. I just trust what I say. Especially if he's still living with her. And that could be the hindrance. And I'm like, okay, maybe he's like trying to protect me or trying to protect yourself. I'm like, that That is not what God asks. Like, I even remember, like, which may be one of the things God prepared me for this time is I don't need somebody providing for me, protecting me. I need a partner. Because provision comes from God, protection comes from God. That's literally it. There is some level of it that he'll use you for. Like he's gonna use people to help it. But, bruh, a partner, like you should be here with me is trying to figure out what we're gonna do. Or where we're gonna live, or how planning with me, like literally. So he has no freaking excuse if he's trying to like protect me because unless God said to not move. Which, in my opinion, if you're gonna call me married, where is we not together and telling me to consummate it and live as man and wife? That is the instruction God gave me. Why would God give me one and He gave you a different one? So I don't think that was God's instruction to him to no, don't go now. Don't go now to protect her. No. Because if God tell me, go to Jamaica, consummate it, and live by man and wife, which part of it we apart and not even consummate? We're figuring it out, right? So he has no excuse. Like literally, he has no fear for himself or his death. If he's no fear for his family, he's gonna have to just trust God. If they're now threatened, because they can't threaten his life anymore for him to should. And this is where I'm like, yo, God, like out of all the people, and for this friggin' journey, because now to be the queen, and no, you're not like a figure like Queen Elizabeth. And I'm even thinking about, because even this is why I'm like, oh, I even think about it. If God was to put me as queen, what kind of queen would I want to be? Do I want to be a Queen Elizabeth, which I respect? Your Majesty, Queen Elizabeth, I respect you. I would like to meet you one day. Hopefully soon. I'm not calling death on you, but yeah. That's something I always wanted to do. But Queen Elizabeth kind of queen, after watching Crown, no. My thing is like, instead of being an institution that's why I even look at even the whole royal family, their British royal family, I was like, I would never want to marry into because too much rule. I've seen too many rules that are on YouTube that says they can't do this, they can't do that. And when you watch them in real life, you're like, okay, that seemed like that's the rule. I want to wear colored nail polish. I want to, and if I have to create a whole monarch, it would be unique and flawed. So maybe that's why even everything started to make sense. But we'll get there. So back to Raheem for a second, just to finish it off. My thing is, if that's the reason now, because me now saying from your future queen, me leaning and rocking what God's saying, gonna get some feathers ruffled till they realize they have no stance when it comes to God, but they can go and try, right? And he may be fearful, and I'm just like, yo, if God said we're gonna be a monarch where it's going to be have these problems and we're going to be new, so then you're going to have the problem of people trying to take advantage of kidnapping, and the amount of, like, I've thought about, from God said it, I can't not think about everything. I have to be like, all right, God, I'm going to need a head of security, I'm going to need this, I'm going to need that, because even though God's going to protect me, you're gonna also want to sleep, so you can't have people knowing where you live, and not just knowing where you live, but coming at any time of the day or night trying to talk to you when you should be sleeping or spend time with your family. When there's time to talk, there's time to talk. So security is needed for that, or the other threats that, yes, God will ultimately protect, but then you can hinder from getting even close to you or be aware of it coming. So security gonna be needed. I'm gonna need to figure out who I can, because as much as who am I going to be able to trust? I'm going to have to trust God, because God going to have to tell me who to put as head of management of households. And I thought about everything. And if I have to, like, you think about all, even if it's just that, the threats that may come at me now that I or us as the head, because they want to cause problem, whether it's from lowly people to bigger people, countries. It's a lot. And like, you have to be brave to do that. So, okay, I know I'm brave, but there got to be some form of bravery from Fime's side. And even if you're just brave enough to stand up beside me and say, fine, I was wrong, I lied, I am sorry, and come beside me. I take up clothes and I'm throwing it on the bed. But I'm just saying, it's just like, the point is, I'm frustrated. Just to do the simplest thing as, okay, you're right. I do love you, God's right. I want this marriage and I'm going to stand in it. Even if that means my mom won't pay for my university anymore. If that means, and I want to make sure you're good, so I don't want anybody else attacking you. But lean in it, rock with it. That's just even if it's just in the words, in text, that message or whatever, because I'm pretty sure he did not. That is the basic bravery he could even show. The amount of bravery that going needed afterwards, maybe me can help influence it. But if he can't do that, much less be my partner, the king of a country where there is threats that you don't even know the type of threats that exist when you're in certain position, even just a celebrity. Now imagine you're in powerful position. Okay. Do you get what I'm saying? So I'm just like, God, this don't make no. I don't like right now. I don't business if they're actually CIA agents really trying to kill me. I really don't business. I'm just like, God, I can deal with it. I can't deal with the fact that you're saying I'm married to, and then he is gonna be fearful or whatever the frig all that drama is. Like I'm no, and I'm trying hard not to swear. That's literally it. I feel I'm supposed to say more, but I don't know what I'm not supposed to. Like, this is. I'm trying not to swear, but it's like. I feel like this push to, just let it out, because it's just so fucking frustrating. Like, it's so fucking frustrating. Oh my goodness. I feel like God is saying add more to the video. But at the same time, I am trying and I'm not. And every time I say a new video, it doesn't. The point is, I've been trying to say is I get it. It makes sense now. Everything that I've been doing for the past 17 months, like, feels like it's a lead up to this, even though I didn't know and I realized, and it was preparation for this, which is the whole monarch thing. That's what I've been trying to say. And it makes even more sense. Everything I even been saying blindly, and I don't even realize. Every time I think about everything, it's just like, but even right now, while I'm making these videos over and over, I have the same genuine reaction. But I'm frustrated and tired because this is fucking like, this is okay. Like, half of me want to be like, oh my goodness, okay, God. The other half is like, God, you're annoying me right now. Like, stop. Like, this is fucking annoying right now because, bruh, I am trying to do what you asked, but at the same time, I'm getting in problems or it's not going. And like, what you want? Like, or when it comes, like, bruh, what's going on? So I don't know what I'm supposed to say now, but point is, I can see and I understand. I feel like everything's supposed to be a lead up. I think this is what I'm trying to say, and I think I'm supposed to say, and I just know more details. I think because I was giving more details, and it wouldn't record, so now I give less details. Let's see. I'm trying here. There's like 8, 9, 7, I don't know, videos I attempt to record and they don't work. And I feel the urge that there is more to be said, and the more to be said is on the decision that I will be continuing to not work out of obedience because God said not to work. And as much as it don't seem to make sense and I applied, I'm going to just do what God asks and see what happens because God has been asking me a lot of stuff and I see where it goes. So I'm going to be obedient. But it's not recording. I don't know why it's not recording. This is what I seemed I'm supposed to say. And I've changed how I said it. And it's still not recording. So, God, what do you want me to say? I'm so tired. So God want me to say it. In recordings, I failed just to sit out and something. So